Really?
Sit down. We're about to go on the couch. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the LG world. Today, we're gonna talk about some red flags. Should be a good one. You guys know what to do. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up button if you like the video. Subscribe to the family. We'd love to have you. Make sure to turn on that notification bell. You guys are in different locations at different times, so you do want to be alerted for when we do post our videos. Without further ado, let's talk about it. Du and I were talking the other day. Of course, we were watching Love Island. And I asked Du a question where there's some red flags that I gave off before the relationship. So we just got into talking.
Ooh.
And that's what this video is going to be about. So we came up with a list, and we'll kind of talk about them in general, and we'll talk about them with our relationship.
Yeah.
Okay? All right.
Tell me the first one.
The first red flag is somebody humiliates you in front of other people.
Yeah, that's a big no.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about like joking around.
No,
I'm talking about like,
yeah.
you really weren't supposed to say that in public. That's humiliating.
Yeah.
That's a big red flag. What do you think?
Yeah, no, obviously that's a huge, but I feel like people won't do that until you're actually in a relationship. So I think a good advice is like, if they start saying it to you, like to make you feel bad, like when it's just the two of you, it's most likely gonna end up happening in public.
Okay, you're in a relationship. This person is saying humiliating things about me, but before the relationship goes any further, you might just want to either nip it in the bud or cut that relationship short.
Yeah, because they should never like make you feel
bad
like you're
about
not
yourself.
worth it. Yeah.
Especially in public.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do it at all, but when you're in public, like you should try to make, if anything, you should try to make your significant other look good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like that's a sign of like, cause I know a few relationships like that, and I feel like that's a sign of like abuse.
Has that ever happened to you in the past? Or
it has.
Has it happened with me?
No, it has happened in my past relationship.
And how did you handle it? Or did you handle it?
I don't remember. They used to like say things that I was just like not okay with.
In public?
Yeah.
Oh.
But the thing is like, and this is another thing that I would recommend people doing is like other people would stand up for me. And that was like really important to me because sometimes when you're in the relationship and this person does it, you, even though you're like strong enough to say something, you don't do it. In that moment, you're just like...
You're shocked, or you don't want to start an argument in front of people, or, okay.
So I feel like if that happens, like, it's important for like people around to say something because...
That's why you gotta have good friends. Good friends, yes.
And also look out for that sign for like other people to...
So if you see somebody in a relationship that their person is throwing out red flags, be like, halt! Don't go there.
Yeah, because like...
Don't just let it happen.
Because all the relationships that I know that it has happened, there's actual like abuse happening in the relationship. So if people would like look out for these signs, they could talk to whoever was being humiliated.
Yeah. That's a very good point. Very good point.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, another red flag that may come up either in a relationship or before, that person is not willing to compromise.
Whatsoever.
Anything.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say whatsoever.
On anything. For example, like you're in a discussion, you're having an argument, and the person just won't like settle. Like they won't be like, okay, I'll work on it, or let's find a common ground, or
they would just do everything their way.
Yeah.
And they don't care about like what you want or like how you do things, or
like nobody wants to. That's not comfortable. That's not comfortable. So nobody wants to feel like they're not being heard.
Yeah.
Or feel like that person doesn't care about them. This next one is good because...
I think this is the biggest one, like the most important one.
What it is it's small amounts of being controlling. if a person is being controlling in a relationship in just little tiny amount.
Not just tiny, like some people just start strong. Like some
Go
people,
ahead and explain this, because you explain it a lot better than I do.
No, it's just like if you start noticing, like, you know, when you're gonna go out and the person has like issues with that for no reason. I'm not saying like if you're going out every single night and you just are not with your partner or whatever, but it's like if you're going out even to like meet your family and they just like, they make you feel bad for things that you shouldn't feel bad about. Like they're trying to just like keep
you locked
for yourself.
up. Yes.
For themselves.
Yes. Or you're always on the phone with your parents, or you're always hanging out with your friends, you never have time for me, or this and that, or you're always just little things to make you feel bad, humiliate you, and control you.
Yeah.
Because it'll only get worse if you let it keep happening.
Yeah. Because it usually starts really small. Whenever you start feeling like you can't live your life.
Isolated.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be like big things, but like when you feel like you're scared to tell your partner that you want to go there or do this, or
or hang out with these people, or see your family, or whenever your partner tries to separate you from your life.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be like, oh, you can't do it, because that's like
bold-faced controlling.
Yeah, but sometimes it's just like, oh, I'm going out with my friends tonight, and the person is like,
oh, but I want to do something.
Like tries to like,
keep you away from.
Like it can be sneaky. Like they can do it smooth.
And it's very important that you pay attention to the signs, because sometimes they will make you feel guilty. It's not always in a harsh way, but sometimes people will make you feel guilty. Like, oh, you're going out, but I thought we were gonna do this, or I thought, oh, maybe we should, to just try to keep you all to themselves. That's controlling as well.
Yeah.
Or it could be about a physical appearance. Oh, you should wear more makeup or wear less makeup, or do this or do that, to try to control every single thing that you do. Like, that's a huge red flag.
Yeah.
Because those controlling natures, it may be small at first, but like she said, it grows, and then sometimes it could be emotionally abusive.
I mean, it is. Yeah. It most often it leads to that, because once you start isolating yourself, you're easier to control. Like once you get to that point, the person can pretty much do whatever they want.
Yeah. And a lot of people, and it's important to pay attention to those small signs, because a lot of people will show little bits at the beginning and then will completely change after you get married, or so on and so forth. But there will always be warning signs. Yeah.
That's why the smooth ones, when they try to be smooth about it.
The smooth operators. That make you laugh?
Yeah, but I don't know. Was it from a movie or something?
No.
Okay. Go to the next one.
I just want to see a smile on your face. See, I'm controlling her by making her smile.
Go to the next one.
This is something that I think a lot of people need to work on. But it's a red flag, because it shows signs of not caring, and that's rolling your eyes in the middle of sharing, arguing, or anything like that. Now, a lot of people do that naturally.
Yeah.
They roll their eyes. Yeah. But you can tell, like, when somebody's... You do sometimes do it.
I do.
I think I do too.
Yeah. So
this is something that we're talking about ourselves here. But when somebody's sharing something important...
Yeah, so not like a small argument. That's when we do it.
There's a difference. When somebody's sharing something of how they truly feel, and you're just like... It means they're not listening to you, and
they don't care.
Go. You said it better than I did. Go ahead.
No, it just means that they don't care about you, your feelings. Like, they don't care.
So you gotta pay. Now, please, please, please don't get this confused with small petty arguments.
Yeah, when you're just annoyed and you're like, oh.
But I'm talking about like deep emotional feelings with sharing things and expressing things to one another. And if you see that person it's not registering, and they're showing signs, or they're rolling their eyes, or just not connected, that's a red flag, because if they don't care about you early on, they're not going to care later.
No.
It's something that can be spotted early on, but you want to be careful for substance abuse or substance overuse. Drinking too much alcohol, doing too much drugs, so on and so forth.
I think it's important because, like, if you can see some signs, it may get worse.
Yeah.
And
a lot of times, substance abuse leads to physical abuse.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily like, if it's just like small signs, then you don't necessarily have to like just leave if the person is like aware of it. If they know about it, if they're working on it, then probably don't take it to like the next step in the relationship. Like, make sure that they get it under control and
or
like
get the help that they need.
Yeah.
Because it might really help you to be there for that person.
That's what I was saying. Like, you also have to think about the other person. Like, if they're actually trying, like, then leaving them isn't gonna be the best. But you also have to think about yourself. So maybe like not going to the next step, but just like waiting on.
I worded that wrong. Not help you, but it might actually help that person if you're there for that person. That's what I meant to say.
That's what I got from it.
Yeah. So you knew what I meant to say.
Yeah.
I wanted to clarify that because that's important.
But obviously, if it's like out of control, like if there's not, because one thing you need to know is you can't help someone. Like, the other person has to make the decision. So if they have made the decision to like get better and work on it, then you know, you can be there, but probably not take it to the next step, but like be there for them. But if they don't show any signs of like wanting to change it, or you know, then it's just gonna get worse, and you're putting yourself in a situation. Yeah.
And we brought this up because there's a lot of you couldn't say situation.
I said situation, I just kept it going. I don't know.
I don't know why you keep words going. But a lot of people start out relationships. You meet at a party, you meet at a bar, you meet in a drinking situation, you meet in a substance situation, anything like that. So some relationships start out like that, and it's okay because, oh yeah, you know, we're having fun, we're doing that. But then you start to see one person doing it over and over again. You didn't really know that was their lifestyle. So then that's why we bring this up, because you do want to be aware of those signals. When you start to slow down a little bit and the person is continuing it or picking it up even more, then you might want to think about
you also want to see like how they are when they are using stuff. Because I think that's important. Like, some people completely change.
Completely. And the last one that we have here, which is very, very important, is if they don't introduce you to their friends or family. So it kind of goes in line with the isolating thing.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But it's more like their own. Not like keeping you from your family. It's like, if I wouldn't introduce you to my family.
I think that just shows a sign of not being interested.
Yeah.
It's like they just want you to be like a side piece or this or that, because if they don't introduce you to your friends, they might have another relationship going on, or they might have something. I don't know. If they don't introduce you to your family, they obviously don't want to take it to the next step. So you're just being used.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot. It happens a lot. So if that person, if it's been a while since you've been dating, and that person doesn't want to take it to the next step of going out with your friends or their friends or introducing you to family members, you might want to hey, ask questions. What's going on? Isn't that? It's okay to ask questions. And if they get defensive,
that actually, I was just thinking about it now, that actually happened to me in my last relationship. Like, I know the family of the other person like didn't live here, but like I was with that person for 1-2 years, and I don't know anyone around that person.
That person could be living a secret life.
Like, I literally don't know. And that's one of the things where I was like after a year I was like what? Like, who is? I started to question, like, who is that person?
You might not want to let it drag out to a year. But hey, everybody's different.
But that was different because, you know, that person wasn't from where we were living.
So that's something to take into consideration. And then even with us in our relationship, we started out long distance, obviously, but we still, like, we FaceTime introducing to friends or family or so on.
Yeah, and also
so
we
forth.
talked about it. Like you told me, like you have brothers, this is your mom, this is your dad. Like some people just skip that conversation. Like you don't know anything about them.
They just leave it silent. And
Yeah.
then the more questions you ask, they start getting frustrated and be like, I told you I didn't want to talk about this, or then that's
And then
that's
you're
a red
like,
flag.
then you realize like the only thing you know is his name. And it's like who
Is that
really
your
is
name?
that? Yeah.
That's it. That's all we got for red flags. Like, we gotta stop watching Love Island. We're actually on Love is Blind now. We're gonna stay off of reality TV because it's giving us too many topics to talk about. But red flags are huge, and we wanted to share that because hopefully this is helping somebody out there with the current relationship they're in or a relationship they may go into in the future. So pay attention to those signs because it happens. Happens more often. Yes. Follow your gut. I don't know why I said it like that, but follow your gut, and that's it. If you guys like the video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Make sure to comment down below if you agree or disagree or have anything to add to that.
Yeah.
You know we like to chat with you. Subscribe to the family. We love to have you. Turn on that notification bell because we post Monday through Friday, and you do want to receive your alerts. We will see you guys in the next.